Alrighty, jumping into those level 2 ones from 4C. First thing we're always going to do is put our compass on. Once you've got your compass, you should be able to work out where everything goes from there. The question is telling us that we've got 0, 3, 0 as our true bearing. So chuck him in. We know where he goes. Start at your origin, take 30 degrees up, and put our numbers in so we know what we're looking at. Our first one is looking for the compass bearing of A to B. So starting at A, going to B. If you get stuck on which one's going which direction, put your arrows in. They're very helpful. Who doesn't love a good arrow? Now we do know that's in the northeast quadrant, so it's going to be N and an E in our answer. And what numbers? Oh, 30, because the 30 is the degrees that we just did. Yeah. Alright, our next one's looking for a true bearing, B to A. So this is going the other direction. So we are starting at B, going down to A. Might make it easier if you start a new compass up next to where B is. I'm going to draw mine to the side just to make it a little bit clearer. Now, this is one of those times when we would really like to try and remember some of those angle rules that we've got. And I think the big one we're going to be looking here is our vertically opposite, because we're looking at that 30 degrees going, that's not in the place that's helpful for us. What is? Here's my beautiful compass, isn't it gorgeous? Lovely B at the origin now. And we've got that line that went straight through. Now, with vertically opposite angles, it's actually going to put our 30 degrees down between the line and the south. Same degree that was between the north and the line before. And yeah, pretty much we've got that one. We now know that all the way from north down to south is 180. We can add those two numbers together to get our true bearing of B to A. With all of these questions, be really careful if it's saying B to A, B from A to B, A from B. It makes a big difference. It's a whole lot of mess if you get those ones mixed around. Reading questions, very careful. Forget to do myself sometimes. Now, C, we're looking for the compass bearing of B to A. Now, we've already got it. Look at that. We're already in the southwest quadrant. We already know that there's 30 degrees there, so we can chuck it straight in. Our next question up, we've got a couple pieces of information. The questions aren't written in the diagram, so chucking them in, we know that northeast is 45 degrees and northwest is 45 degrees from north. Once we've got those two pieces of information, working out where we're going to and from. So we've got R from S, so starting at S, going up to R, and look at that, 45 degrees. True bearings, of course, are our 3-digit numbers, so we need to put our 0, 4, 5 in for our true bearing. B is Q from S, so again, starting at S, going out to Q. Our true bearing is going to go clockwise. That is the way the clock goes, all the way around our compass, and we're only missing on those 45 degrees, so our 360 minus our 45 gives us 315 degrees as our true bearing of Q from S. Last one in there, you guessed it, P. Starting at S again, going down to P. Guess what? Already gave us the number. Look at that, 155 on the diagram. How easy is that? Alrighty, next one in, we've got two norths, because north is always the same direction. You can always make a perpendicular line in there. Now, in our question, it does say that F is east of D, which means we can know that that is a right angle. Very useful, because, hey, look, we're trying to find X and Y. What do we know about X? Well, X plus 38 is 90 degrees, so 90 minus 38 will give us X. One down, one to go. We, of course, know that is 52 degrees. I'm hoping. Otherwise, calculators. Who has a calculator? We should all have a calculator. You're doing your maths, guys. Come on. Get with it. Once we've got our 52 degrees, we now have the two of the interior angles of a triangle. Of course, 180 is the interior angle sum of a triangle, which we should know from, well, like year 7, hopefully, if not before. Minus some way, we've got 41 left over. Now that we've got those two things, our next thing we want to know is the compass bearing of E from F. So, starting at F, going to E, let's chuck an arrow in there so we know where we're heading. What? That direction? That's so much fun! So we're in 270 all the way around, that's our 3 lots of 90, plus that extra bit of Y to get our true bearing, but we don't want our true bearing right now, we want our compass bearings. We need to know that other half of that 90 degrees is going to be in the northwest quadrant, so we've got our 90 minus our 41, and we of course know that that's going to be 49. So chucking into our N and our W, and C, well, we already know that. We've got our 270 all the way around, plus our 41, gives us our true bearing of E from F. True bearing. What? If you're not sure where that 270 came from, guys, add the other parts of your compass and you'll see a bunch of 90s. I'm hoping we can times 90 by a number. If not, calculator! No, seriously, use your calculator. Alrighty, looks like we've got the startings of a beautiful right angle triangle just sitting on a compass there. We know we've got 125 kilometers along here, we've got 32 degrees in there. The triangle they've drawn we can use, just means that we need to get our alternate angle down there. Otherwise we can just flip it up and use the other half of that rectangular shape as a triangle. Let's draw that out so that we know what the hell that all means. This is the triangle we can see that they've drawn. Guess what? We just add those other two lines in and we have an identical flipped upside down triangle. Oh, and we actually know what degrees go in there. Who knew? Our hypotenuse is of course 125, and now we're just going to work out our adjacent and our opposite side. So that north side is that north side, and our west is that one along the top as well. These are all perpendicular to each other, so they don't change wherever we put them, funnily enough. Now, cutting that one little bit of the triangle out so that we know what we're looking at, so it makes it a little bit cleaner, making sure we know where our hypotenuse is, where our opposite, where our adjacent is. Right now, if we are looking for the north side, that is our adjacent side. Our 125, again, is our hypotenuse along the side of our right angle triangle. We've got an adjacent and a hypotenuse. We need cos, otherwise known as cosine. Let's chuck him in with our appropriate numbers. North at the top, 125 at the bottom. Move it around to find north. 125 times cos 32. Again, calculator, very useful. Please, 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 please use a calculator. Also have one in class, in exams, all those things. Useful thing to have around. I know, I'm shocked too. Never would have guessed it. Except, yes, you really, really should have guessed that. Now, last one we're looking for is west. West is, of course, that other side of our beautiful right angle triangle. Let's work him out. Don't forget, guys, if the question's asking you to go to a specific kilometre or a decimal point, round it properly. Don't lose marks on silly stuff that you should know how to do. And yeah, you are expected to be able to do that. Our next one, we've got our opposite and hypotenuse makes us have a sine of 32. Moving him around, 125 times sine of 32. Chucking him into a calculator and getting our final answer. Da, 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 calculators, calculating, calculators, calculating. And 66 to the nearest kilometre. Next one up, Maya's going for a cycle. That's a beautiful right angle triangle that Maya's made a cycle journey out of. That's a little bit gorgeous. First one we want is our value of theta. Guess what? Right angle triangle, trigonometry. Who knew? Us. Hopefully all of us. Yeah. Opposite and adjacent gives us tan theta is our 24 over our 15. So we're going to get the inverse of tan. If you don't remember how to do it, it is shift on your calculator. If you have a Casio, if you have a Sharp, it would be either the second or the alpha. Check what color it's written in on your Sharp calculator. Chuck him in 2 and we should get theta, and we are looking for the nearest degree. So round him up to the nearest whole number, which here is 58. Now we want true bearing from the starting point. True bearing goes from our north all the way around. Now, you'll notice that we don't actually need that 58 degrees, we need the other part of it. So our 90 minus the 58 to get that little bit there that's missing. North to south is of course 180 because it's half of the 360. So we find our extra little bit there by 90 minus 58 giving us 32. Our 80 plus our 32 gives us our true bearing of 212. Our compass bearing should be a little bit easier. We've now got that other little bit there, and we know that the quadrant we're in is southwest. Because, well, she went south and she went west. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Use those two things. Which angle? 32! Yeah, she did. Good little Maya. Alright, no picture here. That means it's time for you to draw it out. Might seem silly, does make sense, does make it a lot easier. Make sure you draw it properly. It's part of your working out, drawing the picture, shockingly. It's very difficult to get the answer of a lot of these without having some kind of visuals. We've got our beautiful true bearing. Chuck the rest of our compass in just, in case we remember where our easts and our norths are, and we are going to make them into some right angle triangles. We want to know east and we want to know north. So a beautiful triangle there, but the one up the top is probably going to be a little bit easier for us because we do have the 65 already in there without having to move it around and work out where it is. Let's pull the triangle off to make it easier to see. We have our 137 as our hypotenuse. We are trying to first find our east, which is our opposite. Opposite hypotenuse gives us sine. Sine 65 is our east over our 137. So 137 times sine 65 gives us our east. Calculators, calculators, who needs a calculator? People doing math. A little bit impressed if you did it without a calculator. Please don't try to. Just, yeah, make your life that little bit easier. Now we do need to know the north as well, which is of course our adjacent side. Oh, look at him there, little purple north. What are you doing, north? Being all purple. Now that is going to give us cosine or cos of 65 is our north over our 137, which means 137 times cosine of 65 will give us our north. And again, calculators, calculators, doing maths with calculators. And of course going to the 1 decimal place because the question asked us to do that. Have a nice day, guys.